Hello, hello, beautiful people. How is it going? Yes, the event just started, Raymond. How is it going? Let's see. Everything works. Here we go. Happy over Thanksgiving any day of the week. Guys, I don't have vacation. I don't have vacation. I love what I do. This is my relax. This is my Thanksgiving. Amazing. So, guys, we were working with Antonio to provide the cleanest template that we can. So that's the reason that I didn't upload it because I wanted to improve something, but I will upload everything tomorrow morning. So you have the time over all the weekend to test it and for the next live of Tuesday. Okay? Amazing. I don't care about all these things. I want to trade. Yeah, that's the mood, Andreas. Yeah, today it's a little bit impossible to trade because, as you saw, it's Thanksgiving. So the markets are on vacation. You see? Today nothing moved. You can see that it's Thanksgiving because the profile it's super stable, super stable. Even these days, you can make some good money by playing fade reversal. So you can play the fade reversal if you want, as soon as you see the dealing range that the market creates. So we have models for all the market scenarios. So it always go back to the POC, okay? But these are not the session that I love. So we will continue to explain today. We will go in the explanation phase. We will check how the profile of the previous session behaved. I will give you some settings that I use, and then we will go in the trigger phase. So we go in the trigger phase, and I also want to cover something about risk management today. So it will be not 1 hour, but it will be, I think, 1 hour and 20, 1 hour and a half session. Okay? Amazing. So one in chat, ready to start? And here we go. I saw in one clips that you were taking trades directly in TradingView. Yeah, this was for the World Trading Cup, because the World Trading Cup had a direct integration with TradingView. So I was using TradingView because this is the execution platform that they support, and they didn't support any other one because I had problem with CQG. So I just used TradingView. It's okay to execute. It's okay. Amazing. Okay, let's start. So guys, in the previous session, we were going through this market condition. Let me make the line really small. So we were coming from this market condition. So we had the majority of the volume here from the long side. And if you remember, the profile, the actual profile of the day was developing like this. Okay. And I explained to you that considering that we were coming from this, okay, considering that we were coming from this, and we had the POC here that was virgin POC, so didn't got tested yet, what we could expect from the market, considering that we were in a bearish phase, is validating again the POC, okay, before starting retracing back. Okay, this was the setups that we played in the last session, and this was the long from this phase. You remember? You got scared. This is the video that I made, the market psychology video that I uploaded on YouTube on how to manage psychology, all the inner transformation. I made an amazing video with all the explanation for free. This is how to frame the mindset part. So you have this on my YouTube. If you want to go to check it, it's amazing. This is the greatest platform of all time. Thank you. Okay. Now we go through it. So this was the play that we saw the last time, and we can go here. We can apply the template that I will upload. It's for cash session, and I will give you also full day session so you can play with it. Checked already. It was great, amazing. I like that that you enjoyed it. So these are still the level that we saw from the other session. And if you remember, let me clear for you. Let me remove the TPO because we don't need for this lesson. Let's remove the volume composite. No, we can keep the volume composite because it's giving you a little bit of context, but let's deactivate the value area we can keep. I want to remove this. So we have only blue. Okay. So it's really easy. It's the profile of the cash session. So you have the amount of exchange of volume here. Here you have the rejection points from where you expect that the market can reload. If we are long, you see, we broke the up, so we can reload here to go where? And if you remember, the target that I gave you is this one. Can you give me one in chat if it's clear? You remember this one? And we were floating here. Somewhere here we were floating. I think here, the price was here. And then the market went amazingly to the price level, okay? So these two are stacked profile. So the market is still in accumulation phase, but it's above the profile of the previous sessions. So what you can expect is bullish continuation. And now the reason I was keeping for you the composite profile is because I want to have you now the complete understanding of what's happening in the long run also. So if we merge all this profile in one, instead of getting crazy, you can merge all in one and you have this. This is the composite profile, okay? What can you notice? Where did we reject it? See, this is the rejection point, okay, where the price took profit. You notice that on the composite was a value area high. Okay, so these sellers are protecting this checkpoint. Probably we will go back to the POC, the point of control. So we will have multiple days of retracement if this level gets validated, because today it's not a session that we can consider, but this is a really important level. So if we accept below this, we have all this way to go down from here to here, okay? And in this phase, if you remember, this is the rejection point of the profile that created a new range, okay? This is where the market tried to protect here, successful, try to protect successful, try to protect successful. This means that the sellers are really aggressive here, and no one ever accepted before for all this area. So the probability is higher that we will rebalance this level here, okay? From when? From when you have an alignment of the long-term profile and the short-term profile. How can we do this alignment? If we go below the 25,038, okay? Now let's check if it's clear. This was all the profile summary that we saw the last time, and now we are checking after how the price behaved to it, and it behaved amazingly. And this is the profile distribution of the last session, and we are going through it together, okay? Because I want you to understand this properly. The logic that you can use on the profile, it's really objective. There is no discretionary analysis on this. Oh, 90%. Amazing, guys. I was not expecting. It means that you watched again the session. Amazing. Now, I want to teach you something else, because we can also use dynamic value. So if we want to remove this, the profile composite, you have this price action, okay? And if you read this price action, you can see this profile distribution, sorry, that these three are stacked, okay? So you have in gray neutral levels, and then you have directional profile. Which one is the first directional profile? Is this. Then you have again stacking, okay? So we have stacking profile. 1, 2, 3 in the same area. Perfect. Then we have again stacking here. Why? Because we have two profile on the same level. Then we have one profile, 1, 2 stacking. Okay. And now they are building another stacking profile. Why this one is interesting? Because the stacking profile, it's where the markets have the highest probability of rejecting. I will show you like this. I will remove everything. Okay, look at this price level. I can tell you that the price with a really high probability moves in this behavior. Because the stacking profile, if you think about this, what is a stack profile? A stack profile is a price level that got accepted for 2 sessions, 2 full sessions. It means that it's a fair value, and the price, when reach again a previous fair value, usually have the player that played around in the before fair value that will engage. So from here, that is the previous stacking level, okay, we can expect another rejection, okay? Or if we don't manage to reach this one, we have another take profit level. If we break this from the downside, okay, that is this one. So these are like actual checkpoint of the market, and to get through it, how you can mark them in a really objective way, this is for some swing term or multi-day reasoning, you can mark it this way, okay? This is balance, then you have maybe another session really similar, like this, then you have a really small session narrow range, okay? This is accepted value, okay? So this is a really strong area, a block of order that you can mark. Then you have maybe a profile here, so you are in the imbalance phase, profile here, imbalance phase, profile here, imbalance phase, okay? And then you have 1, 2, okay? Also 2, it's okay. So we have this accepted value again. This is how the market moves, accepted value again. And then you have a profile here. Okay, so the market is going again in a directional phase. What's the highest probability level that we will reach before getting a long-term rejection? This one. Because this one is the most important accepted value level. Is it clear, guys? 3 in chat. No, the video is smooth, guys. I'm streaming with a super high quality and connection. We are in full HD, and it's green. So if there is any problem, it's your internet. Amazing. This is a really quantitative way to understand how the market moves. Perfect. Now let's go on. Let's go back to the charts. Okay, let's reactivate this. And let's activate also the long-term profile, because I want to go with you in a short-term backtesting and make you understand how you can improve using this. Let's go together on the replay tick data. I need to disconnect the XFeed. I love this voice. Let's go to replay and let's go maybe to the, let's go to the first, go here, and we go here. Okay. This is the first, oh no, wait 1 second. Because I need to put here, reset. And this set 0, 1, because we put 27 and it didn't marked. We can also try to go, okay, now it's working. I put this one on the other screen, and I want to have some reasoning with you, okay? This is the actual price. I want to make a test with you, so I will create pool. This template is very good. Guys, everything that you see here will be shared with you. We are not gatekeeping anything. Everything that you see here will be shared with details, but now I need your participation in the live, because I want to make sure that when you will go to live market condition, you are capable of understanding exactly what we are doing. Okay, I need this from you. I don't need anything else. I just need that you can understand deeply what we are doing together. Okay? Now, what we can see here, let's go together on this and let's try to understand. We are in the 31, okay? 31 of October, so now it's coming November. Now I want to ask you something. Are we far from the actual accepted fair value of the composite profile? So we are overextended long, or we are growing really balanced? So we have the composite profile here. Okay, we have the composite profile in the deep blue here, so we can expect a continuation. What are we? Overextended or balanced? We are overextended, okay? So when you are overextended, it's like if you have a price of one asset that is X, and this price of this asset is X plus 10%. So yes, the trend is long, but the price is starting to go overextended. So it's like an elastic band, okay? So you will have a snapback to the mean reversion value. The mean reversion value is this 24,800. Now let's go together on the profile. Let's think together. There is any level that you can find on the right that show that the price traded in an inefficient way on the way up. And you can see, I think it's clear for everyone, this price level. This is the cash session. Okay, you can see that here there is a lack of volume. So in the cash session, that is the highest volume session, you have a void. Exactly. Everyone understood this. This one is another information that price will want to rebalance. And the other information I want to ask is, if this is the 27, this is the 28, this is the 29, this is the 30, what can you notice as a switch from 29 to 30 profile? What can you notice in this behavior? Something changed, or we are still building value on the long side? Exactly, Manuel pointed it correctly. On the 30th of October, we accepted lower value, okay? And the price went to test back the rejection area, that is the top range, okay? This is a really strong rejection area without accepting it, if you see the value area closed inside, and you have this block that created the switch, okay? Amazing block that created the switch. So now you have really strong protection level on the upside. You have inefficient price here, and you are really overextended above the value. So you can try a continuation down from the main switch that it's a rebalance. And when you try this setup, the main rebalance that you can take is the stacked value. You remember when I explained to you before, which one is the last stacked values, guys? So we have this stacked value here, and we have two sessions almost overlapping here. And the strongest one that you can see is this one, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with POC almost on the same horizontal level, okay? All included in this one. But here, 1 and 2 is the main level that you can see, and is the reason where you had also this rejection. This level is coherent with the POC. That is where the most amount of volume got traded. Now, seeing the market develop, it's something that will help you by far in understanding what's happening here. So we will go, here we will start, we'll go a little bit far. Let's check if it load, because now it's before the session. It's not yet opened. Yeah. Let me go. Because we put one of, it's Saturday, so we need to go on 3. Okay, let's go on the 3. I didn't notice that 1 of November was Saturday, so of course it don't load. So we go on set, and we go on the 3. Now it's Monday. We should have the same level, exactly. And we go. It should start to load. Maybe by not including the cash session, it cannot go on. I should put 45. Let's check if is this the problem. Because I cannot see the price unfold. Yeah, no, data feed don't need to be connected because we have all the data stored here. But this profile, it's only on cash session, and I was putting the 2 in the afternoon, so I can understand that it's not developing here. Let's check if this is the problem. Just give me 1 second. I will make this work. Let's see if it's working now. It's not going. I don't understand why. Yeah, I know that I'm not in the cache session, but now I'm putting replay on 258 speed. So it should start to load. Let's check here. Let's do a change. Let's do like this. Let's go here and let's put... Yeah, I added the time. Let's see if it works now. I put directly the 4th. And we will try to make it load. Okay, now it's working. So what you can see here, this is the accepted value, and this is the new cache session, okay? This is where the price rejected. Now, in this condition, what do you see? This is how it's building value, okay? We can also remove this, we don't need. What's happening here? From profile standpoint, your ideas, you see the price is rejecting on the low volume node, okay? But from your idea, the profile is validating the analysis that we did or no? Yes or no? This is how to build a long-term bias. This is amazing to build long. Guys, I know World Champion, I know Patrick Neal, I know Tom that use profile a lot. I don't use profile a lot because I'm a scalper, okay? So I only use profile to time my entry in the long term, but my volume is bigger on the short term. Yeah, it's validating. It's validating our analysis. As you can see, the price now it's moving. So we will check together how it unfolds, okay? This is how the session developed. And you can see in real time how the volume and the value area perform. We can go a little bit faster because I want to go to all the developing of the session. You see it switched. Now you are in a rejection point, really strong rejection point on the upside, and you can expect continuation short. Okay? You see how it works. Protection level from the value area low, really directional, they protected. We are aligned with our bias. This is how I take my squeeze. This is the first station where we can see a little bit of rejection. Okay? You can see, when you see how it unfolds in real time, it opens for you an understanding of the market that is higher. You need to understand this deeply. Okay? Let's go through it. This is tick by tick backtesting. It's the most precise backtesting that you can ever make in the industry. Okay? You can test your strategy here. You can have everything. You can watch months and months of market with extreme accuracy and understand if your model was profitable or not. You can also execute. Okay? So what's happening? Still building value to the downside, and now they reach a really important point. Why they reach a really important point? And the session stopped. Okay? Why? Because the cash session finished. But as you can see, in a really directional day, they have the B shape, so the value area is based on the downside, and you have all this rejection. Okay? So what can happen is the market goes back to validate it, or if you close the session below the value area low, the POC becomes a really strong point, because it becomes a point that you can just test and collapse again. So we go to the next day. Now we go to the 5. Are you understanding, guys? One in chat. This is for multi-day, but for intraday, you can use it because the profile shape is giving you information about the interaction. Okay? So this is how the previous session closed. The market went back and now it's developing. So now, as I told you, on the POC, you have the magnet. So the price will go back and forth, but remember that the direction is short, okay? Remember that our target is here on the long side, on the long term, sorry. Now we want to see the interaction on the value area high. Let's see how it performs. This is the profile of the day they are building. As you can see, it's stuck inside the previous profile, okay? It's still stuck, so they are inside the previous range, okay? And now the sellers are in protection point. You see, this was exactly the value area high. Let's go a little bit higher. As you can see, the buyers, you see, is developing here, but it's in gray. What does it mean? That they are trying to accept value, but the value didn't got yet accepted. They didn't yet accepted value. Let's go on. Buyers trying to create the upper end on this movement. Yeah, it's really valid, guys. The profile, it's a really valid tool. As you can see, they are building, can you see this blue volume that is developing above the previous value area high? This is the typical consolidation, the typical retracement to the main trend when they took a point of interest. But as you can see, this rejection point and this potential gap are the level that are holding the price down, because you remember that you have the rejection point and you have the previous value area low. Okay, these are the 2 points. These are the 2 points. But if you don't break this, you will not even reach this, because it's not a retracement, it's just a redistribution phase. Let's go on. We will go day by day, okay? And I will ask you, because I want that you understand in real time what's happening. This is how the session finished. Now I want to ask to everyone, this profile is saying to you, look, we started here, okay? We are inside the previous rejection point. So we are inside, you see, this is the highest volume rejection point. Is this an alignment to go long or a continuation short? I don't use pivot point, Igor, so I cannot help you on this, because I don't use them and I only use volume tools. Still short, guys. So we can go on the next day. Anyway, I love to do this session with you. Really, teaching is my passion. And when this bootcamp will finish, I will continue to do something on YouTube. Okay? Could we expect this? Could we expect this? Yes, we could expect this. We could expect this because we were in a long-term overextended phase, okay, with fair value below price, and the market is an elastic band, so it always goes back to value. And we were also in a short-term short trend, okay? So the rejection point is level 1 where you can short. The previous value area low, if you are short, is level 2. You didn't reach this. Now, if you build positioning above the value area high of the previous day, you build with your order flow trigger, you understand the potential that you can have. The potential, it's huge, guys. And here we confirm a stacked profile. So if we have a stacked profile here, now we have this really strong area, profile inside the profile, that becomes a huge rejection area, okay? So if you took the first short here, you can put your stop loss in profit and run. Okay, you can run on the way down because you still have some space. Now the session is starting, so we go on the play button. This is the session. Okay, as you can see, the price is accepting lower value. The profile is total short. They are building value short. So you can expect a really directional day, and this is the days where you have amazing opportunity to go to squeeze, okay? You could have done the first squeeze here. Look at this, the second squeeze. Okay, and as you can see in really directional day, you have this profile that have the majority of volume on the bottom. And usually when you go back to the value area high, you have another short opportunity. Okay, you see we are going back here. See how when they are going back, let's see if we can reach it. There is too much power on the short side. You see they're building, they are building, they are building. Of course, the pocket's changing. Now, this day is like this. I want you to analyze the profile, okay? This seems to you like a B shape. B shape is when you are deeply short. P shape when you're building volume long. Or this one, it's for you a balanced profile. What is this? Remember, this is a balanced profile. This is a balanced profile. This one, it's total short. Okay? This one is P shape. It means that they are still building value, and here you switch. Exactly. Let's go on to the next day. What we before, let's make an analysis. Let's remove everything we have here. Let's remember just the final target. Okay? Let's remember one thing here. What are the most important levels that we have? I teach you something amazing. I love to do this. Let's say that you have all this profile and you are confused. So you say, Fabio, please help me on how to understand which level is the most important one. Because I don't know what to do. I don't know what I can do. Can we see together what we can do? Okay. So usually you take the cluster of the value area law, the previous session. But if you want to have a help, you can just use the fixed profile as I teach you from the beginning, the bottom, and you can see that the majority of the delta volume, short, bam! Look at this delta. Bam! So, if the market reach back here, you have an amazing sniper short. Is it clear, guys? Can you give me one in chat? Of course, you need to validate with your models, but this one, it's a strong level. One is really strong level. So let's go on the 7th. Okay. What we have? We have a market that is collapsing short. You don't reach here because the momentum short is too strong. As you can see, the rejection point work amazingly, and you goes directly in one session to the mean value. Okay? To the mean value here. We want to continue. You like to see this, or you want to go directly in the trigger? You want to make other 5 or 6 days of understanding of the profile? Because this is really mind-blowing when you understand this deeply. Okay? Don't think this is boring, because this is what is solving. Is solving the problem of the bias. The majority of the traders have problems with bias. Okay? I want to make you understand from when, for example, you can expect retracement. Okay? I want to make you understand how we can frame this together, how we can use this. Now let's remove this, okay? Let's continue with our analysis. Let's load another day, because now we reach the fair value. Okay, now we reach the fair value. So what we can expect? We can expect that we bounce a little bit here. We can expect that we reload to the value area I of the composite profile. Remember that this, it's where the sellers will start to get back aggressive. Somewhere here, okay? Somewhere here you can expect seller protecting their positioning if the price tries to go back extended from the value, okay? And in this case, we will see all the take profits of the previous short traders because we are back to the value, okay? So if you have an edge, let's say, and you buy iPhone from the preferential distributor at a 15% discount, okay, and the iPhone main value is 5% discount, how much discount Apple does? Maximum 5%. Would you be happy to sell your iPhone for 10% profit? Yes, because the fair value at the moment is 10%, because 5% discount, it's already what Apple does. Is it clear? Yeah, the New York session is the cash session where the most amount of volume is concentrated. So usually when you frame profile, you use this one because it's where there is the most amount of volume. But this doesn't mean that it's wrong to see the full profile. Okay, you can use also the full profile. This is clear, perfect. Now let's go on. Let's watch all the data points that we have here. Let's remove also this one, okay, and this one. And let's just use the level to understand where we can reach again, okay? So, if we take all these down movements, as you can see, if you include everything, also the actual price volume, you have, yes, this point, okay, that is the one that we marked before, and you have a huge cluster, even higher, no, the same here, and you have the last point of protection, that is where all this gap was created, that is this one, okay? You don't have a level here, you don't have a level here. These are the three clusters. So this area that you have read, this big area that you have read, this one, becomes smaller. So we can expect a little bit of profit taking, we can expect a potential rebalance, and then we will see what the market wants to do. If we accept cash session here, we can go long. Okay? We can expect to go long. Let's go on the 8 to see if the market is giving us retracement, so take profit, or if the market is giving us continuation short. I strongly encourage you to rewatch this session multiple times. Okay? Now we finish this, and then we go back to the trigger. Okay? So this is the profile, this is the actual situation. So, what we saw, some profit taking or no? We saw a huge profit taking. Could we predict it? Yes, you could have predicted it, because this is the fair value. At the fair value, they sell their position, they rebalance. Let's go on. Let's see what they want to do. Let's see if 8 of November, it's weekend. So we need to go on 9. On 10, sorry. So they took profit on Friday. They took profit on Friday for this asset. Let's go on Monday. Watch everything more than 2 times. Amazing. Look at this, okay? What does it mean? That during the London session, that is not relevant for us, at least if you want to be in the most amount of volume, they raised, and the cash session is opening here. What you can expect? What's the highest probability from the point that we watch from volume? That we will continue up, or that we will go down back to main value? Guys, this is amazing. You need to understand how the market price profile. No, it's not a gap. What we can expect, guys, but have you understood why we mark this level? Okay? Let's watch together what happened. Remember that this is the fair value, eh? This is the fair value. Now we are in the value area high. So we are expensive. So when you go here on this level, you can load short position, eh? You can load short position here. Okay? Till where? You have a huge gap here, okay? If this level gets broken, you don't have anymore an edge, okay? But till you are here, it's still valid. Still valid. You are still ultra expensive. So this one, you see that you are not accepting. This can be an amazing distribution. This can be an amazing distribution. I will mark this orange. Let's mark this orange. So what's happening here? They close back the gap, the one that I told you. They filled all this huge short, and we can watch again the profile to understand which are the most important levels. Here we go, okay? And now you can see that the profile is rebalanced because the main short level is here and here on the top side. Now we go on the 11th. Remember what we said? Yeah, the most profit taking is done on Friday for the options. Okay? This is the profile of the day. What we can expect? Let's analyze together, guys, what we can expect. So this is the opening. We are already below. Let me clear the levels for you. This is the fair value of the composite. We are already below the value area. You can see? You already open, you are below the value area of the previous day and below the value area of the actual day. Okay? We can expect squeeze, so we can expect that the market get aggressive on this level. So all the trend following model that you have can be used. Okay, they can be used. Look at this. They went to the value area high, and this is where the majority of the sniper entry take place. And you already went back to value area low. So this one is already 1 to 10, 1 to 5. Then you are going back to value area high, you see? Okay? This one, if you are intraday trader, would have been a stop loss because the market is reverting back to you. And as a multi-day trader, you need to understand if they are accepting value above or not. Okay? They close this cash session gap, and now you want to see if you close above the value area high or if you go back to balance. Okay? This one is becoming a stacked profile day. You want to mark it gray. You remember how I told you, when you have 2 days, one inside each other, this is a stacked profile day. Okay? So what you can expect the next day? If you have stacked profile day in a sensitive area to go short, above the value area high, with the value here, look how much is far the value. What you can expect, guys? The probability. Okay? What's the probability? And there is a trick here. I'm sure that someone can identify it because I pointed this out in the previous video. How you can understand that the majority of the value it's on the downside, majority of the volume. There is one information. One information. It's easy, guys. The value area low and the value area high are really similar, but there is one profile level. Yes, Darkies, profile lower. Okay? So you see here they are stuck on the same level. Here, profile, profile. This is the balance. Okay? What does it mean? The probability is that we will continue the distribution. And when they will break this low, they will squeeze down. Let's see what happens. Need to go on the 12. I hope that I'm not only teaching, but I can share the passion that I have for the market. Because for me, the market are like a Rubik cube, okay? You need to solve the enigma. You need to understand what is moving these markets, okay? You see, they tried to accept the value above. Of course, they rejected because the fair value area it's inside. And now the cash session of the day have a lower POC. 1, 2, 3. Okay? You have a lower POC. What you can expect? Let's see. Imagine that you are loading your short position from the value area high, okay, or from the POC. You are loading here, you have loaded here in the cash session. Why? Because you are anticipating a squeeze and you are trying to get a huge risk to reward, or you are just playing expensive to cheap. So you're ready to quant trade, bam, profit, you are taking this trade, and you want to try to get back to value area low. So you are building maybe with a stop loss above here. Okay, you are building value, building value, building value. Why? Because you are in a stack profile that is giving you an information, in this case, that the volume is building on the downside. Okay, so you are just capitalizing on institutional movements. Again, the POC is still down from the previous day. They reloaded the previous POC, and now they are still, you see how they sell above the top. So all this one, value area high to value area low, value area high to value area low, value area high probably the next day to value area low. These are all trade, but you still, you see, the POC is still down, but you are still inside the stack profile. Remember this rule. The more stacked profile days you have, the more aggressive will be the exit. Okay? Let's see the 13th, sorry. Remember this, okay? The more stacked profile day, the more aggressive movement. Okay, look at this. This is the cash session opening test above the. Here, I cannot say this because. Okay, this is not educational. No, this is educational. This is not a consultancy. This is how I trade. You should not trade like this. Trading is risky. Don't do it. Just watch it. Okay, we did the disclaimer. Here is where I short my grandma. As a good Italian, this is where I short my grandma. Okay? Because the probability when you open the cash session below the value and you have 3 days of stack profile, this is a directional day. This is a directional day. Okay? It's a super directional day. And you have a really important levels. You have the value area high that got already tested. You have the POC, and you have all this rejection area that if someone up there gives you the opportunity to short from here again, okay, and you can build position from there, you have a huge probability. The profile is stacked on the downside, so you have a really directional day. Okay, you can have an amazing directional day. And when the price is directional, you will see, okay, I didn't even have time, that the volume will start to get blue on the downside. Okay, the volume will start to get blue on the downside, and every time you have a retracement, they reload, and they reload, and you have explosive move that build value to the downside. Okay, here the stop loss can be, for example, when you get this trade, you could be covered above the previous POC, or using order flow trigger and try to get an amazing risk to reward. This is up to you. Okay, the order flow trigger are really so many that it's impossible to pinpoint all of them. We already in the scalping session understood the profile trigger that I use, but we can watch a lot of them. You can build statistics, you can test. Okay, and this is how the profile close. Now, if the profile close like this, we know that this one becomes our rejection point. Okay, and we can also try to build information out of it. Okay, what do I mean with build information? That we don't want a huge area. We want to have a cluster of information. So what we see that in this area, we have the starting point of the area that is incredibly short. Okay, this delta. So this delta can be this. Okay, this box have the most important level here. You see this delta cell. So if you want to refine the area for potential retracement, is this. Okay, but the probability is that you will go back to value because we are already super short. So on day 14, the Friday, you can expect to go back in the same direction. Let's go, set. Okay, what happened? You see the second time, but why the market reverts? I don't understand. Now you understand why the market sometimes is directional for days and that this is taking profit. This is probably taking profit because you are back to value. Okay, so all the people that sold expensive close their short here. Okay, so usually when you reach after a long time the fair value, you have profit taking. Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? I hope this explanation of the profile can solve all the problem of objective analysis that you can have. Let's check if we can reach 75%. Understanding of profile shape, use, and confluence. We will watch also the profile of today, even if it's Thanksgiving, so there is not much volume. I cannot believe. 92%. 92%. Either it means that the community that we have, and I think is the community that the order flow community is more fast to learn, either I did an improvement in my teaching because before 92% was never possible when you teach to people that are starting with order flow. So good job, guys. Good job. This is how I use profile. Okay. Amazing. Amazing. Perfect. Okay. So now we can also stop the backtest. It's not necessary that we continue. And we go to the actual profile, okay? Now, as you can see, we are back after the long time in the previous rejection area, and we are really close also to the stack. So you have all this area that is interesting for you, this area between the red and the previous stack profile. And we can also use the fixed profile to mark it really precisely, okay? And as you can see, you have a lot of buy volume that failed, and then you have sell level, okay, and sell level. These three sell level are all in the same areas. And also this failed up. So you have this area that is a really strong protection area. All these levels, okay? All these levels. And the fair value of the asset, it's not far, it's here, okay? But another good pieces of information is that here you have also the value area I of the composite profile, okay? So that's the reason also I gave you a long till this level, because I knew that the potential on the upside, this is exactly the long that we took, I think. One here and one here on the cluster that I showed you. And the fair value was here, okay? The next station, if we wanted to go long and continue this profile, was here. This is where you can expect sellers starting to engage, okay? This is where sellers can start to engage. Now, when we go in the understanding of how sellers can engage, I can remove everything here because now we don't need profile. And I want to go, for example, on, let's mark the main level of profile. Wait 1 second. I want to mark the main level. So we had this one that was above the value area. We have the protection of the low level that was all this area, so the value area low. And then we had this profile protection here. Okay, this profile protection is exactly when we exit, and this was all the protection area that we marked. Okay, so from here down. And you switched again the profile here. So we have these three main levels, and here, of course, you have a potential short level. Now, when you have this, you have the capabilities, I can remove this, okay, to go deeper. When you want to go deeper, you can use my template. And my template that I use for this is, for example, the deep trades. Okay? And the deep trades template, you can set on the 5 minutes, or on the 1 minute, as you prefer. You can use it. If we are going to do profile rejection, we are going to use at least 60 on the 5 minutes. If you want to play the profile fade, okay? Because what you can do is you have already your areas marked, okay? So for example, here what you are going to try a long, okay? Here you are going to try a long, you already know. Here you are going to try a short, here you are going to try a short, okay? Now let's go to the area before the short, because this was marked days in advance, and let's see the interaction between buyers and sellers, because now you will have a haha moment. This one is already shared, it's the Faber Valley Deep Trades. Now let's load more days. I want 10 days, and you will understand what I'm saying. If I'm not wrong, this one, it's also a short that we saw together in live, if I'm not wrong. No, it was the previous short, sorry. Now, let's go here, okay? You can also decide to have a higher value. So if you see that you have more than 5 big trades per candle, you can also use a higher value, but usually it's not necessary because you need to understand the narrative. I will just do for you to make it simple. Okay, let's go to 75, for example, because we are on the 5 minutes. Okay. And you go here to understand one important thing. The reward of the big trades or deep trades and the effort. Now, I want to ask you something. Is the situation clear here? Buyers rejected, sellers rejected. Would you ever think to take a trade here or here? Yes or no? Please give me, yes, I tested. This is very easy to see the narrative. Yes. Now we don't need the numbers, Johnny. I just want you to understand. We don't need the numbers. Okay? No, it's not clear. It's not clear. It's not clear because we have on the week and it's rejecting. Now, on the top, a little bit of result. On the top, no results. Okay? You know when the narrative gets easier for us? When you see this candle, that's the reason I want you to open your mind and to understand the narrative. No, I'm very confused to understand this indicator deep trades. Pedro, I promise you that if you follow the reasoning and the logic that I'm giving you, in this lesson you understand how I use it, okay? Please be concentrated. We will make a pool. I will not stop the session, okay? And I will continue to show you this area till I don't see at least 75% or 80% of people that understand this indicator, okay? This candle is giving you a green candle print, so it means that from the opening to the close you are above, okay? Nice. And then it's saying to you that all this effort of the buyers didn't receive an acceptance. So you are closed inside here. It means that these buyers didn't have the result. Okay? You have one piece of information. You need to think as a detective, Pedro, okay? First information. Second information, huge sell candle. Okay? Now, if you have red, 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 green. Effort of the seller accepted. 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 Effort of the buyers absorbed. On this area, there is a huge pressure of the sellers. Is it clear now, Pedro? Information 1 and 2. You cannot. What I want to explain to you is that there is an understanding that you need to make by your side. Okay? There is a narrative that your brain is capable of taking out of this, but you need to activate it. You need to reason. A lot of people say it's clear, but I want to see Pedro. Let's go on the second example. Okay? We go back to the area. Boom. Is this effort having any result? Pedro, is this effort having any result? No. But not even the sellers are having the result. But after this candle, you cannot have any doubt or where they want to go. Effort of the seller accepted, accepted, accepted. I call this candle pattern locked value, okay? Locked value. This is the attempt, and this is the failure of the buyers. Attempt and failure. You need to have two information. One side getting fucked off, wrecked, absorbed, the other side getting reward. Now you have what's happening here in the market. You have a really important point of interest. Okay, this is only the fourth lesson. I should have gone slower so we can go deeper, but you want to know more and more. Okay, so we will go deeper. Absorbed, absorbed, bam, bam, bam. Okay, imagine this as two fighters. Okay, this one tried and missed. This one landed 3 hits to the head and did a KO on the buyers. You want to bet on the short side, okay? You want to bet on the short side. Is it clear? Let's see. I made it so simple because I removed all the information that are useless, okay? Yes, you can use numbers, but it's not this the point. The point is, you have an area. Can you understand when it's time to step in? Yes or no? Let's check. Narrative of the trades. Not clear. Let's see the pool. I want at least 75%. Going above 80% would have been amazing. Amazing, 88. Amazing. So the 11 or 12% of users that don't understand this, I strongly doubt that they saw the previous lessons because I started from zero. Okay, so the people that understood this are not people that have superior intelligence, are just people that saw all the life. Okay, because what we are watching at the moment is just the interaction between players and price. Volume entering, follow up, no. What does it mean? Someone with a big ding dong is absorbing here. Okay? And when the sellers get aggressive, there is a good result. Okay? Now, Fabio, I'm a professional. Okay? I am amazing at framing areas. My areas are really precise. Can I use a more aggressive model? Yes, you can. And this model is saying to you, if you enter in the area and you have one information of no result, you can trigger. Okay? You would have taken a short here and a short here. Maybe with stop loss above the area. This would have been a huge risk to reward. You can make one trade like this per week, you are done. Value to value. Value to value. People believing just candle but not information with intent. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, this is not a stop loss. You need to cover yourself above the area. Remember that the smaller your stop loss is, more probability to get taken. Okay, now I want to show you this. You see how we went out of value? Bam, bam, bam. Look at this cluster of aggression. The market rebalanced till the last one and then it skyrocketed. But this becomes our strong area. Okay. Do you see the information? Do you see the information? Absorbed. Absorbed. Again, absorbed. Absorbed. Now, Fabio, but I want to have less big trades. It's confusion for me like this. Okay, go to the threshold of 100. You can use it as you prefer. Okay. If you see too many big trades, you can use a higher number to clean. Let's go back to the area. Okay. Let's go back. It was if I'm not wrong. Still below. It was this one. Yes. No, it was even lower. Yes, it was this one. Okay. Okay. Now, watch at this battle. Sellers interact and get refused. Buyers interact and have a huge result. So the buyers enter here, they print one full candle like crazy. Who won this battle? Chat, who won this battle? Buyers, okay. Who won this battle? The second time that you reach in the week, who won this battle? Buyers again. Could you ever think about going short here or here? Yes or no? You are blind. Let's say that you are blind. Okay. Say that you're blind. You don't know anything. For blind, I mean that you don't know anything about the market. You only know price and volume. Okay? And they tell you, when you see a battle won by sellers, go short. When you win a battle, you see a battle won by buyers, go long. Can you go short here? No. Can you go short here? No. No short gram. Exactly. Okay? Let's go to the next area. As you can see now, the volume is getting lower because we are in the second part of the day. So you need to raise a little bit the threshold. Okay, so you can, for example, go back to 60. And you want to see this interaction. There is Danny that says, I would have been gone short. If you go short here, then it means that from the order flow, unfortunately, you didn't understand much. But it's not your problem. The problem is the fact that either the person that told you don't rate itself, or either you study something without understanding really what you study. Now, look at this, how much it's amazing. This is the candle that creates this momentum move. Sellers, buyers, buyers. Who won this candle? There is any doubt for this? Like who won this battle? Buyers or sellers? Let's see, because the pool, if this one don't go above 80%, there is a serious problem in understanding. Who won this battle here? 100% buyers. So it means that people are understanding. Okay, perfect. This candle, observe closely. They reached the first time by sellers aggressive here. Zero result. Reach the second, no big trades. Look at this. Reach big trades on the bottom, the candle print green. 100% clear? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? This trigger, I made this trigger stupid simple. I put years in the making and understanding to make this trigger stupid simple. When you have an area, okay, you start to watch for interaction. Okay. Can you have any doubt that here won the sellers? Okay. But maybe I can go short. But why? You have sellers on the bottom. There is no results. You will see a retracement. Okay. 98% of understanding. Super clear. Okay. Let's go now where the price is approaching. Okay. These are the important level that we saw. Okay. Look also how the price reacted here. Retracement. And now you go to the level that we saw before. So the level where we are expensive. Okay. Here you don't see interaction from the big trades. Nothing special. Nothing special. This one, bam, collapse. Result, result, zero result. Bam. Buyers rewarded, punch to the wall. in a sensitive area, punch the wall. What you can expect? Direction short. Okay. Now today is Thanksgiving Day, so we are not doing anything special. We are just consolidating here, but what happened here? Wick of the candle, huge effort, zero result. Even if it's a shit day, and we know, the biggest movement of the day was done from this area. Testing, bam. Testing, bam. Okay. Amazing. You can trace the volume profile in a fixed way, so taking the volume swing, or you can trace the fixed profile in the cache session, like the indicator that the template that I shared. Okay. We want to go through together on how you can use the fixed one, okay? Let's say, for example, that I see this consolidation area, okay? Really balanced profile. You see, profile is super balanced. So I want to say, look, I want to go long to go back to value. When we break this one, perfect. The price break here, you break here. Where you want to anchor your profile, you want to anchor your profile to understanding this price swing, where is the highest amount of pressure. We anchor from the low, we go to the high, okay? And this is the profile swing that we can see. What we see, that this is the accumulation area. This is one interesting level that you have, okay? Then you have the up part, and on the up part, you have the top. Okay, the top is in the wick, means that they tried, but they didn't manage to do another auction higher. And if you go here, you have what? You have the horizontal level. If you put a vertical line here and you scan for all the horizontal level, okay, highest one. We mark the highest one. It's really important to understand the information that we are feeding to the profile. The information that we are feeding to the profile is still here, okay? So from this candle, you have no information. So you cannot do look forward in backtesting, okay? We go here, and I think there is some value in understanding the delta. What do you think, guys? Because this is anchored. It's not the cache session profile. If you are experienced, you can use anchoring to frame the best. There is Andreas that says, I took that same long. Amazing. You don't need to get another explanation. You just need to rewatch the video. I love this session. Unfortunately, guys, I would love now to do some charting together, but there is no volume at all. No volume at all today. So next week we will do back charting. Now for the evening, I will finish to prepare the best template. So tomorrow morning, I will update for you 3 new templates that you can use during the weekend to train yourself, to frame your strategy. And then I need from you the next level. The platform is yours. Okay, we only supported the platform. I'm the head of research, so I provide the best model and I stress test the platform by trading in it with really high volume. So I'm contributing, but now we need the community. We need you to play with it, to create your template. And we want to make the section of community-based template where if you find something amazing and you say, Fabio, this works like crazy, put my template, every one of you can participate in the next 3-5 years of the platform. And why not? Best traders can join the team, can make lives, can create technology. This will be amazing as a community, okay? I hope you are enjoying this bootcamp, honestly, from my point of view, the price ticket that we put, $280, $290, it's, I think, the cheapest in the world for this kind of value. You don't get a trader that chart, that it's in public audit competition, that show you the profit and loss of every single day where there is a live for this amount of money. I hope you can appreciate the value and understand that this is the only opportunity to do something with me, because I am a full-time trader and I don't have the time to be always here. But I'm really enjoying with all my heart this effort that I'm making to share with you everything that I understood from 10 years of active trading. Have a great weekend, guys. Have a great Thanksgiving Day. Thank you for showing me your support and being present. Also, if this for you it's an important day, I appreciate it. And see you next week, guys. Thank you.